It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Raiders and the Lions, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Detroit Lions. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, there's nothing quite like it. That feeling of beginning another NFL season, and these two squads, they're going to do just that in a moment.
And what makes it so exciting is the range of possibilities these teams have before them, because we could be seeing one of these teams earn the Lombardi Trophy in February, while the other, they could earn the #1 draft pick in April or anything in between. And we've got the best seat in the house every step of the way.
Here's the former Auburn kicker Daniel Carlson to get this one started. And we are underway from Ford Field. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And they will be led out by a young man, probably with some butterflies here. A lot of anticipation, making his first NFL start.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yards with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 13 yards on the game's opening play. And there you go, Charles, the first completed pass of his young career.
And we expect it not to be his last. Very good to get the first one out of the way, though, as he begins his career.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Boy, fingers crossed here. First quarter of a new season, already an injury. And while they attend to him, we'll step aside. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. That's into the hands of Reynolds. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. Operating from the gun. Callaway. He finds his man. Complete. It's Baker. And he's going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
They'll run on 1st down. Buckley, and he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Well, they clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease, feels good about what he's doing. And I think if I'm the play caller, I'm reading that, and I'm continuing to let him throw the football.
Fine.
I come alive in the dark, and I keep getting stronger. My limit's the sky. I do the impossible, impossible. Shine if I want to. I win every time if I want to. The world mine if I want to. Make the world mine cause I want to. I pull the sword out the border, walk a floor full of cobras. Go to
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Raiders and the Lions, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
Downtown between Brush Street and I-375. That's where we're located in the heart of Detroit at Ford Field, which first opened back in 2002. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Detroit Lions. With my good friend Charles Davis in the booth, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and the moment has finally arrived, CD. It's time to begin a new NFL season.
Partner, there's no hiding my excitement as I got ready this morning. I could not wait to get here for this game. Imagine what it's like out there on the field for those players, though. OTAs, training camp, preseason has all led to this moment when they officially kick this one off to get the season underway.
Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Ford Field. This fielded right at the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. They're led out by their quarterback out of Fresno State, Derek Carr.
And it certainly hadn't taken Herbert long to earn his status as one of the league's best and most entertaining passers. Locked and loaded at every snap. And the second he sees an opening, that ball is soaring downfield. You better be on your toes against him on defense. The second you turn your head, they'll burn you.
Right to the air is Carr. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Just like that, it's a gain of 20, a first down on their first play.
Well, partner, that's the start that you want right there. And you know he spent the entire offseason throwing hundreds, I'd probably say thousands of passes, getting ready for that moment. The first throw of the new season. He's dreamed about it, thought about it, and now it's out of the way.
That 1 for 1, a lot more to go. So first and 10 now from the 30. Here's Carr to throw. Got an open man here, and it's K.J. Hamler. So the completion results there in 9 yards, and it'll bring up a second and short. Play action. Now it's Carr. He hits Adams, complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 41-yard line. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. Well, just the last thing you want to see here in the first quarter of a new season. Hopefully nothing serious. We'll step aside for a moment. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 41. To throw, it's Carr. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. Throwing again on second down. Carr. It's complete. It's Miller. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 23 yards the pickup there. This is shaping up to be a really nice-looking drive to get the season underway here.
And how long do you think that they actually have been plotting this drive? I'm talking about the coaching staff, right? They've been thinking about this for a while now, and I think they're executing it even better than what they expected.
Now Carr again. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. So just a tremendous play there defensively on this opening drive. Not just to make the interception, but to take it all the way home.
And it felt like this was a defense that was on its heels a bit to start this thing off.
Yeah, they pretty much let the other guys march right down the field until that moment.
Yeah, key play there. Turned it all around. Big moment.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and it's now a 7-0 game. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. They had the auspicious beginning to the season, a first drive turnover. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. Now Carr to try again after the pick six. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Well, we just saw something you don't ordinarily see, and that's him trying to deep ball after throwing a pick six on his previous pass. Normally, they give him something safe to get his confidence back. Instead, they let him fire it downfield, albeit unsuccessfully.
Takes this to the 27, giving 4 yards. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. Going up top for Miller. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, they moved the ball okay here in these first 2 drives, but this one's going to again amount to nothing. They've got to start dialing up some plays that allow them to finish drives with points.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And they will take over 1st and 10. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And led out by the rookie. Expectations high here as he's making his first NFL start.
Tell you what, partner, he might just be a rookie, but he certainly looks the part of a veteran NFL starter, and he carries himself like one leading the offense out there. In a lot of ways, he is advanced as a first-year quarterback, and he came in and was right at home with this offense.
Throwing to start the drive. Callaway, sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Callaway throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Rookie quarterback, rookie running back. They team up there to pick up the first.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Throwing on 1st down. Callaway to the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down. Charles, that's a route that you and I have seen time and time again in our years up in this booth, and that executed well and a great throw, too.
And sometimes, even if you know it's coming, the execution will trump whatever you do on the defensive side of the ball. Plus, it was a well-thrown football. A nice, healthy gain right there.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. Back to throw again. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. 1st down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. Looking to throw. Callaway. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Credit the sack there to Chandler Jones. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. Back deep to return is KJ Hamler. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Raiders heading out to take over. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. So troubles here offensively. I tell you, the noise in this dome, that has got to make it harder for these guys to hear.
Sometimes I find myself shouting up here. But you're right. If you can't communicate well or get off the snap count properly, it can cause big problems, and this qualifies as a big problem.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here. Here's Williams to return. Back onto the field come the Lions for their second overall drive. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. Buckley, he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on 3rd down. Callaway. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. Another completion there. And we think back to the draft in the spring. This franchise essentially handing him the keys to the operation, a top 5 pick. Charles, how ready do you think he is?
I think he's ready for the NFL in terms of size, speed, the makeup of him, the character of him. The key's going to be, will this team accept everything he brings to the game and adapt to it, not just necessarily plug him into something that he doesn't do well?
A 40-yard punt, no return, and it'll be Raiders football 1st and 10. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's caught by Waller out left side. To throw again on 2nd down. Carr. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. From the gun now on 3rd down. Carr. And that is incomplete. On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. On the return is Williams. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down. From the gun on third down, Callaway. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Brandon, you know I'm all about quarterbacks protecting themselves, but I have to admit it. I like what I just saw there. That rookie wasn't afraid of absorbing a big hit. Now, you don't want to see him taking those shots all game long, but he picked up the first down, kept fighting for yards, and was willing to embrace some contact to keep the play moving.
First down, Callaway. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 34-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. A nice throw right there, and these fans getting their first look at their QB1 of the future. And I'd imagine it's got to be a big plus for him to get his first start here in front of that home crowd.
I know there's a school of thought about getting your first start away from home so you don't have the extra pressure of that crowd behind you. But I say ride the wave. Embrace it. Go ahead and play to that level, and I think it's going to benefit him in the long run.
He finds his man complete. That's Baker. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Well, fingers crossed here. First quarter of a new season, already an injury. And while they attend to him, we'll step aside. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Up the middle they go. Buckley. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, just the last thing you want to see here in the first quarter of a new season. Hopefully nothing serious. We'll step aside for a moment. Now Harrison Butker for the field goal try. And this one a 41-yard attempt. Butker's kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they're content to take the 3. Somewhat of a conservative call. They're opting not to go for it on 4th and inches.
And that's from a team that you and I know is not usually playing it close to the vest. It's a little bit of a surprise that they opted for the 3 instead of going for it.
And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. The Raiders offense coming back out onto the field. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Carr going to throw. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. They fake the handoff. Now Carr. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3. 12-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's Las Vegas with the football. Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this punt sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Another completion there, and what a big moment in a young quarterback's life, that first NFL start. And Charles, obviously they wanted to win games, but if they're looking at him under a microscope in this first month or so, what do you think they're hoping to see from him?
Well, for every question they'll have for him, they should have for themselves as a coaching staff, because it's not just how quickly can he learn the offense, it's what they can teach him, right? How can he build a relationship with his receivers? And, of course, how open is he to learning? And, of course, how open are they to giving him things that he can put in place on the field?
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. The Lions on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 8. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And the Raiders are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point, his first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off, but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid, the reason that they drafted him, and go out and play.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Davante Adams, 54 yards. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Maybe that is the boost that this offense needed.
They've done nothing the entire half, but out of the blue comes this big shot here. You're exactly right. Like a dunk in basketball, like a home run in baseball.
And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So take away the touchdown there, as that's going to be ruled an incomplete pass. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Carr, he'll go up top here for Hamler. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Carr. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
He's brought down at the 15-yard line.
To throw on second down, Callaway. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. Some early fireworks from this rookie quarterback getting the start in week 1.
And every time a rookie quarterback gets to start week 1, you and I both know the extra attention that comes with it. We know that he's going to throw the football, but will he make the right decisions? And in this case with his legs, he showed the defense there's an extra dynamic to his game.
On first and 10, Callaway. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. He'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down.
When you spend your first-round pick on a pass rusher, you are absolutely counting on him to be an impact player. And there you go. Right away, he gets to the quarterback.
And guess what? Likely the first of many that we're going to see from that young man. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Back to throw. Callaway finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a third and long.
I really like the angles that the tacklers came from on that play. They secured inside, took away the cutback. The sideline's there, so you can only go so far outside, and they were able to close in and tackle him for a loss.
Yeah, they used your boy over there, the 12th man. Sammy Sideline, right?
Sammy Sideline. You know something? He tackles pretty well, too.
He's tougher than an airport steak. First and second down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. Over the middle, complete. That's Baker. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. 3rd and 19, no problem, as they're able to convert.
You get a rookie tight end who can run like this, it just gives this offense a different dimension than they've had. It's going to be fun to watch his development and how this offense expands as this season moves along.
So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. Only needing 2 yards on second down. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a first down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Being chased out left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Balal Nichols in there to take him down. And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in this first half, but this time they're able to hem him in.
And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match, and maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free, you've got someone to tackle him.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. So he went out of the pocket left, and then things got dicey.
And what often happens is when they get outside, they want to keep their eyes downfield in order to try and complete a pass. But when they try to make a play, they've got to get their footwork involved, and that can really mess them up as well. And in this case, nothing went right, and the ball got knocked free.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
Lets this go for Renfro downfield. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs.
And he'll take this to the 32, a gain of about 3.
The offense on 3rd down, they've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 7. Now Carr. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12.
He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. These sacks, they're starting to pile up.
If they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Here's A.J. Cole now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Though he shifts past him. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. And the Lions will take over. And Detroit getting set to go now. And last time, the fumble, the turnover. Now they still have the lead, but I don't think coaches care. The turnovers will bother them no matter what the scoreboard says.
That's the relief that you still have the lead. But coaches look at what if and what it should be. Turning the ball over when they get a chance to score more points and increase the lead, that's what's going to affect them.
And they're also thinking to future weeks, maybe when the game's closer, right?
No doubt about it. You want to clean up everything. Let's just be honest about it. They want everything to be perfect at all times. They don't want to give up anything that's going to hurt their team.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Throwing on 1st down. Callaway dancing to his left, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Bilal Nichols able to get in there yet again. That's already 3 sacks for him here in this first half of football.
Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Now a handoff up the middle. Buckley.
And he'll be tackled at the 45 following a gain of just 2. Backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Decent gain on the scramble of 6, but now it's 4th.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away.
This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And this will be a gain of right around 3 from the 7 out to the 10-yard line.
Now we get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one. While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Once again, it's Jacobs. And not much there at all as he'll get this only up to about the 11. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth.
Yes,
He's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They give him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Now a fair catch signaled for and made right about the 43-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 44. Throwing to start the drive. Callaway to the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Operating from the gun, Callaway. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
Intended for Jamison Williams.
To throw on 3rd down, Callaway. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Carr now on 1st down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Adams. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. On 2nd and 10, Carr. On the out route, this is Adams with a catch. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Carr to throw again. And that is incomplete.
Maybe his third or fourth read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Las Vegas. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Throwing to start the drive. Callaway. St. Brown making the catch on the out route.
13 yards on the play.
On 1st down, Callaway. Got his man, it's Williams. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the 1st half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Looking to throw. Callaway. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Baker. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. They'll look to throw again. He finds his man complete. It's Baker. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 24-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Again, he'll drop to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
This was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
On 1st and 10, Callaway. Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted.
Picked up by Divine Diablo. And the Raiders are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. CD, when he went to throw that, I'm not sure if he just didn't see where the defense was. Whatever the case, not the throw you're looking for on 1st and goal.
Not at all, because, look, let's face it, that close to the goal line, if you throw an interception, is going to hurt on any down. But really, the only down you can kind of live with is if you do it on 4th down. The first 3, if you don't have it wide open, just get rid of it. Make sure they can't get it and live to fight another down. 1st and goal, and you throw the pick, not good at all.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, where it was the visitors from the north, the Vikings, who were able to get the road victory. Dalvin Cook, a touchdown run in the victory. From there, we take the long trip across the country, about as far as you can go. Check on the Seahawks in Seattle. And they've got the lead in that one over the visiting Baltimore Ravens. The Seahawks seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Lastly, we head to Southern California to check on the Rams at home at SoFi Stadium. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Curtis Samuel, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. On now to a check on the next-gen stats in the first half for the Raiders. And they didn't get a whole lot accomplished through the air in those first 2 quarters of play. They'll need to up their game if they want to rally all the way back. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they were even better throwing the football. Lots of open receivers to choose from, and you can bet that'll continue to be a focus in the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Lions getting set to go on offense to start the third. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
St. Brown has it near the sideline.
And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. From the gun on 3rd down, Callaway. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. Now some confusion offensively here as Carr's going to signal for a timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
The Carr's throw complete here to Waller.
Carr's pass complete to
Jacobs going to try the middle. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Carr going to try and throw on 3rd down. Able to find Waller. That's complete.
And he is going to have the Raiders first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
They brought in a heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play. But we have seen them throw out of that formation. And sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one. Wound up hitting him for a first down.
Carr now on first down.
Looking again for Waller, and he's got him again.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Throwing again on second down. Carr.
Quick slant to Hamler.
And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 41-yard line.
Now we get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one. Boy, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Working from the gun, it's Carr. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted.
And the Lions will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
Partner, I think this will win a ride very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Detroit's offense ready to take over. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Throwing to start the drive. Callaway.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Nate Hobbs. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football.
Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And a loose football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And they had just picked it off to get the football. They fumble it right back. And looked over to both sidelines. A lot of scrambling to find the helmets.
Yeah, you can almost, I mean, you know both sides are screaming sudden change. Because when sudden change happens, that's a defensive call to get back out on the field. There's been a fumble, so an interception, some type of a turnover. You've got to get back out there and play. These guys just want to get to the bench and gather themselves and regroup a little bit. Let's see if these offenses can settle in and start taking care of the ball a little bit better.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll work this forward for about 3 and 2nd down.
He's across midfield to the 49-yard line.
On 2nd down now, Buckley. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Callaway. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Here comes the Lions punter now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Raider drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 15. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. From the 17, Carr. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled.
Carr finding Waller there for the Vegas first.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
They'll run right here with Jacobs.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
After the loss, they'll come up second and 13. From the gun, it's Carr. And Waller taking it in over the middle. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Throwing his Carr on third down. Slant to Adams. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage. Got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
Two first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Here's Carr. He finds his man complete. It's Jacobs. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47.
An eligible receiver downfield.
Well, they completed the pass but lost yardage, so they'll decline the penalty.
Perfect play for them, isn't it? Who needs a penalty when you try and throw the ball, you don't even get it downfield, and they go ahead and snuff out the play. They'll take that as a result.
Back to the running game with Jacobs. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. To throw, it's Carr. He'll go up top here for Hamler. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be second down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun, Callaway. And that will be incomplete. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on to kick it away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Carr going to throw. And his throw is incomplete.
2nd and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener.
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
In search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
To throw is Carr. And that is incomplete. Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Vegas. A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Detroit's offense ready to take over. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming.
Oh, this is going to be caught along the sidelines. Probably shouldn't have been caught. He's going to lose yardage there.
To number 26. He steps out of bounds.
Off play action. Callaway.
And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
To throw on 3rd down. Callaway. Man open. It's St. Brown. He's got it.
And he is going to have a Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because when the teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Buckley.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Callaway. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 42. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10.
Back to throw. Callaway steps away to his left. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the 1st down on a 21-yard gain.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
On 1st down, Buckley dances by him. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it out, and we've got them now.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. Now a handoff up the middle. Buckley. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. A great effort there with his 1st career NFL touchdown. And the Lions are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. I think all teams probably like seeing that schedule for the first time, looking at week 1, oh good, we're at home. This is why you want to be home in week 1. They're looking sharp.
And I agree with you totally. That's what you want, but there carries a little extra pressure with that as well, because you and I both know protecting the home field, winning your home games is paramount in this league. So you go into it, yeah, we want it, but now you actually have to go out and prove it.
Yeah, 2 sides to that coin, and looking like they're going to protect it here in this one.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this 4th quarter.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. To throw on 2nd and 10. Carr. And it's complete to Adams. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 22 yards there, a first down. A three-score game here, Ray. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And the pass complete to Waller on the out route. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Meanwhile, Carr's throw taken in by Adams.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Now Carr again. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Now Carr. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. And that's off the right upright, and it bounces away, no good. And the deficit will stay at 3 scores.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one for 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through, and that one winds up no good.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And a gain of 4 gets them right to the midfield stripe. On 2nd down, Buckley.
And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 61 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
He's making quite a splash here in his NFL debut.
Well, he was advertised as being NFL ready, and both you and I tend to arch an eyebrow a little bit when we first hear that, but I think that they were right about this one.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Buckley, and they're going to him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Now an injured player here, so a stoppage, and that's Jamison Williams who's shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Up the middle they go. Buckley. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down. Off the play fake. Callaway. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. Now Harrison Butker for the field goal try. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. Butker's kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it.
And now here come the Raiders.
It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the fourth quarter. And a big deficit, Charles, but they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, and I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line, partner? To put points on the board? So if you're moving it and you're not scoring, is it really working? Right now, they've got nothing left to lose. They might as well go for broke.
They'll get this to Hamler over the middle.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first three quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the fourth. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
And Carr's throw pulled in by Renfro. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Partney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go. And let's see who's faster.
Carr to throw again. Got a man. It's Darren Waller. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. On first down, Carr. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Now Carr. Throw left side complete. That's Jacobs.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Again, it's Carr.
Same target. It's Jacobs again.
And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
That's a great job of tackling right there. If he could have made the first man miss, maybe he could have taken it into the end zone. Instead, they stopped him pretty well right in his tracks, and you often see that in the red zone. Offense has to be quick. In this case, the defense was quicker.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
Right where they set him down started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
And he'll be tackled right on the 10, well short of the first down. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Now Carr, got to have this one. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders.
Scotty Miller
from 10 yards out.
And the Raiders are finally on the board here in the fourth quarter. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
And the Lions are able to cover this one up. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the
coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They go play action here on first down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
To throw on second down, Callaway. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. From the gun on third down, Callaway to the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the first down. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
They'll run on first down. Buckley. And a short gain down to about the 33. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
This is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Looking to throw. Callaway. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively they burn it here with 1:51 left. Now Harrison Butker for the field goal try. This to make it a 3-score game late. Butker's kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15.
The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Gets this to Waller on the crossing route.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
They're going to hurry back to the line now. Throw right side going to be caught by Waller. Now the Raiders going to burn their third and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. Into the red zone, it's Carr. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. A great play there. His first NFL reception goes for 6.
And the Raiders have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth.
So we just witnessed touchdown number 1 for the Rook, and certainly that's a football he's going to want for the trophy case.
Yeah, this is one that you don't spike, right? This is one you don't throw to your teammate and let them celebrate. This is one you keep for yourself, take it over to the equipment staff and have them mark it up, put it away, and then you get it later on, and as you said, mount it in your trophy case. Fantastic. Hopefully the first of many.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record. But everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year to make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of the season.
So for Detroit, that'll be a happy locker room as they start this season 1-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the LA Chargers.
Meanwhile, for Las Vegas,
they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll try again next week at home against New England.